Tokyo, Japan. My name is Gary Verheller, and I'll be your host for what we call the Substance of Living podcast. Today, we'll look at what we call life's lessons. And I hope this will provide you with some insight, maybe even some inspiration to life's challenges. Hello, and welcome to episode 69, entitled Consistency. Consistency. I want you to give this next sentence your serious consideration. You are what you do. Let me say that again. You are what you do. And this comes from one of my heroes in educational psychology, Dr. Joe Parsons. He had that on his office door. You are what you do. I've added, you are what you do, not what you think, not what you feel. When I add those two sentences, usually when I'm teaching a seminar in leadership or management, there's some people, wait a minute, my thinking is part of me, and what I feel is a big part of me. And I said, no doubt. The only way I can judge you is by your actions. I can't possibly jump into your brain and know what you're thinking. I can't possibly jump into your heart and know what you're feeling. It's impossible. You are what you do. What you say, and most importantly, your action. If those are congruent, which means if they go together, if what you say and what you do are parallel, then you are a powerful person. A lot of times, people that are unhappy, they're saying this and they're doing that. Oh, I wish I could lose weight. That's what they're saying. And they're eating chocolate eclairs every night. You are what you do. So what I suggest is that you review who you are. And that means review what you are doing. What do you do consistently? Socrates said, an unexamined life has no value. I'm paraphrasing there. It's important to review who you are, to review what you've done. And I'm not talking about way back when you were a kid. What I'm talking about is within the last 10 years or so. Really review, what am I doing with my life? What is truly important in my life? What is my purpose in life? That will help you determine what your actions should be. Having a purpose is essential to consistency. Let me give you an example. Anytime somebody wants to work for my company or work with me, I'll ask them, what's your purpose? And they'll say, I want to work with you. I think you do a fine job, or something like this. And I'll say, no. I'm sorry, I'm not being clear. Let me ask again, what is your life purpose? What do you want to dedicate? What do you want to devote? What do you want to give your life to? And almost always, the response is, well, I need to think about that. Good. What I'd like you to do is take some time, take 2 weeks, and then come back to me. But let's do some exercises right now to help you discover what you want to do, what your purpose is in life. And they'll say, okay. I said, all right, imagine this. I'm your doctor. And you come to me and I say, I'm terribly sorry. We've done the tests 5 times. I've had outside experts come and look at the tests and look at the results. And I'm sorry to tell you, you have just 2 weeks to live. What would you do? What would you do? Would you watch television? Probably not. Would you read a newspaper or magazines? Probably not. Most people would want to reach out to those that were special in their lives and say thank you. Most people would want to make sure their families are taken care of. And what happens to most people is all of the nonsense just drops away, and they have a very clear sense of purpose and what they need to do. They have a purpose, and now they're going to be taking action. You are what you do. So they say, oh, I can understand. I said, no, wait, you had 2 weeks to live. What if I told you you had 1 month to live? What would you do different then? What if I said you had 6 months to live? Now you have a year. Now you have the rest of your life. Now you have 2 weeks to think about that and come back to me, please. So, know your purpose. And that's a hard thing to do. And what has helped me, there's a series of 3 exercises that constructive living, Dr. David Reynolds taught me this, who's the founder of Constructive Living. And it's been reiterated by Patricia Ryan Madison and Ron Manson. They were my teachers as well. And they want you, and I want you to write 3 things in detail. The first one is your obituary. Your obituary is essentially facts and figures. Your obituary is what goes into the newspaper. And it tells when you died, in other words, your age when you died, what you died of, how many people survived you, what you did in your life, the accomplishments you had. All facts, all concrete concepts. So that's your obituary. The second thing I want you to write, and these can be quite emotional, by the way. The second, because I've done this 4 times myself, and the second one really gets me, which is your eulogy. What would your close friends say about you after you've passed away? How would you be remembered by people? And write that out in detail. Now, this is a combination of abstract ideas. He was a good friend. What does that mean? With concrete examples. That's what a eulogy is. An abstract idea, he was a wonderful person. What does that mean? For example, let me give you a couple of examples. Then you have concrete examples that define that abstract. So first you write your obituary. Second, you write your eulogy, what your friends would say. And you want this very, 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 very detailed. Both of those have to be detailed. The third one is your epitaph. Now, epitaph is the very short sentence or maybe just a few words on your tombstone. My epitaph that I've come up with is this, the full sentence was, he was a good friend. And I've shortened that now to just say, friend. Why? Because I believe that every relationship is based upon friendship. A good friend truly listens to you. A good friend is honest with you. A good friend is dependable and reliable and consistent. So you're looking for purpose in order to have consistency. So focus, be consistent where you want to be consistent. And if you write out your knowledge, what you've learned in life, from business, from education, from work, and from your life, all of your life, going as far back as your elementary school. What did you learn in elementary school? What did your mom and dad teach you outside of school? Of course, you didn't have a job in elementary school, I don't imagine. But if you did, great, you learned something there. And in junior high school, from education, from life, from work if you had it. Same in high school, then university. And then also that's knowledge. Skills, what you've learned to do, and break it down into those 3, education, and then work, and then life. And then you have abilities. Abilities means you have knowledge of something, and you have skills that you've practiced over and over and over and over and over time. Then you are able to do something well. That's an ability. So write out your abilities. For example, I'm a pretty good bicycle rider. I love my bicycle. I just got a new one. The point is, I'm familiar, I'm aware of what my capabilities are, what my abilities are. And then the last is interest, which is so important. What you love, what drives you, what motivates you. What motivated you before school, before you went to elementary school? What motivated you? What did you love doing? And if you look at that from education, from work, and from life, in all of those areas, you'll have a better idea who you are. You want to review yourself. And pretty soon you're going to see patterns, who you are, what you do consistently. Then you can decide what it is you want to change, what you want to keep, what you want to incorporate more into your life. And that will also help you with your purpose. It's all connected. So if you do that, my suggestion is have small dreams. Because small dreams can result in big dreams being accomplished. So that's my suggestion. If you want to be consistent, know who you are. And remember, you are what you do. Thanks. Bye. Thank you for joining us today for the Substance of Living podcast. If you'd be kind enough to consider subscribing, you can contact us through Spotify or Apple Podcasts or connect on Twitter. Join us again next time for what I hope will help you navigate life.